Here's Overton. Tries to dig it in. It sits up nicely. Nissanka's on his way. Decent boundaries on both sides. 75 metres and 71 metres on either side, square of the wicket.
Here while the fast bowlers are on.
Oh, that's got through. That's got through. It's gone for 4. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal, and there's been a bottom edge.
Josh Butler.
More runs. Oh, look at that runaway. Nicely timed by Nissanka. It's 4. Value for shots, Harmy. Value for shots. That's 4. Don't bother chasing that. Hammered. Wow. Kamil Mishara. He's dispatched that.
That's a shot. That's one. Just got a little bit tight to come out of his crease as Mishara waited for that ball just to be that little bit shorter and picked it up beautifully.
That's beautifully timed. All it takes is that little bit of width. Just allows the bat to come through, but beautifully timed. Oh, he's got it. It's a miscue from that slower ball. Dawson with the catch. Simple chance goes to mid-on. Curran is the first to strike. And that's an example of those skills we were talking about.
You see a flighted delivery. You try and hit the ball very hard. You fail to time the ball. Bat rotating in the hands, hence no power, no elevation for Nissanka. He's been removed. Bowling.
Oh, he's bowling. Adil Rashid has got his first for the day. It's flighted, the sweep shot. I don't know how he missed it, to be honest.
Moved outside the line of that delivery. Do a delivery like that. And it is picked up. Second wicket for England, first for Adil Rashid.
See, Russell, we've spoken a lot about it. That's beautifully played. Short and wide. And he gets a boundary. Yeah, nicely done. Again. Runs. Another boundary. Now that's the mistake. That is the mistake of Rehan Ahmed. Almost. Goes over the top. That is cleverly done. That was over pitch, slower. And very slow, in fact. Low 70s, and Dhananjay De Silva gives the perfect reply with the boundary. Gives himself room and runs again. Another boundary. Well, as you said, Russell, this is good for Sri Lanka because they're getting those runs quickly, and that run rate is gradually climbing up again. Well, bit of pace on, and with Kusal Mendes waiting for it and playing it late, and he gets that boundary. Talk of spin bowling. Sweeps and sweeps it well. Should get the boundary. See, one thing that Sri Lanka has done well is that they've been picking boundaries almost every over. And that's another one.
That is very straight. Straight enough that the finger goes up immediately. And this is one of the great things about Adil Rashid. He's always at you.
A little bit flatter from Adil Rashid as he catches the front toe of Dhananjaya. Finger goes up.
Oh, that's dangerous. The sweep shot again. Now that might just be a little bit closer. This one might just gain some interest from Rashid as he talks to his captain. Certainly more of a conversation this time. That was off stumpish and straightening, and the review is taken.
One front forward. Yeah, it's clearly that the ball makes contact with the glove. Ready to go back on field to Ravi. You stick with your original not out decisions. You're on screen signal now.
Well, it took a little while, but confirms the original decision. The difference between a wristband and a forearm.
Gotcha.
Come the second half of the game as that's pulled away into the gap, and actually it's pulled away very nicely. Oh, it's edged, and it's going to go for 4. That's the The irony of that, annoying for a bowler, absolutely fine for a batsman. Well, that's hammered away. That's more width, length on the up, flashing on the up shot. Up she goes, into the hands comfortably. And again, England find a way of taking a wicket. This time it's Rian Ahmed. And again, it's a sweep shot that brings the downfall.
Big wicket for Rian Ahmed. Again, a little bit flatter, not quite getting out. The batter's not quite getting, Sri Lanka's not quite getting out to the pitch.
Ooh, down the pitch, hammers it over mid-on. That's a very, very confident start.
And end up. Nicely driven into the gap.
Really good shot.
Boundary. That's in the air. Another boundary.
50. 50 for Mendes. That's his 35th in ODI cricket. His 4th against England. Of course, lots of Sri Lankan batters, they love playing here. They know these conditions, control that innings. There we go, up and over. Yeah, job half done. A wicket here, then you're into the tail. Well, Lalage at 8, he can bat, but you just don't want to leave it to the others. Slower pitch.
That the overhead, but this time it's good use of the feet. Has it gone all the way? I think it has. Sri Lanka needed a break-free shot, and Janit Liyanage has provided it.
Showed Bethel that he was coming down the wicket, got himself inside the ball. Looked as though he had just getting himself cramped for a split second. And his hands himself out of trouble, and it was a beautiful shot.
Now short delivery. This time, oh, that's poor. That is poor. No excuses there. I think the fielder, that Zach Crawley, acknowledged it straight away. Again. He is looking to try and break free, and that's exactly what he does. I think the length was right. Pace on.
He's bowling.
Another sweep, and that's 4. Another boundary. Back-to-back boundaries for Sri Lanka. Yeah, it's not a fair comparison, but just what you see ahead of us. 185.
See them in the same side.
Lovely. Beautiful. That is timing for you. That's 4. Pace on that time. Wicketkeeper standing up. Kusal Mendes hitting through the line. Oh! He's getting turned, I'll tell you. I can tell you that that will not please the England batters too much, because there is turn there.
Just keep around the ball stacking cleanly by the wicketkeeper. The foot is grounded behind the popping crease when the wickets are broken. I'm ready to make my decision for the big screen.
I think what the batter did well was he made sure that he didn't drag that foot. He was pushing. Oh, got a bad bounce. Gets a boundary. That's a welcome boundary for Sri Lanka and Kusal Mendes. Yeah, that's the moon ball. And it has gone all the way, very nearly hit the moon. It's gone for 6. The 200 is up. 42 overs done. It's 205 for 4.
For 6. That's swept away powerfully. That's 4. No doubt about that. This partnership is going to be crucial for them to get there. Oh, he's hit it straight back. Bit of a googly from Adil Rashid. And slightly miscued. Drilled straight back at Rashid, who did well to take the catch. Wicket away.
Yeah, he was in a good position to hit the ball square of the wicket on the onside. But he was unable to read that wrong one from Adil Rashid. Got all tangled up. Wasn't able to control the stroke.
That's clever. That is the way to bring to an end this series of ones and dots. That's up and angled. Try to go extra, just fine, stick long off. That is exactly what England wanted from this. It's exactly what Sri Lanka didn't.
Yeah, he was aiming to hit the ball over extra. He needed that ball to be slightly fuller to be able to execute that stroke and park. And since the ball was back of the length, he wasn't able to control the stroke.
That's up high and handsome and clears the ropes.
Was denied by Sam Curran. The length, which was fuller, didn't allow the batters to get underneath here. And delivery was back of the length, and that was more than enough for the left-hander to gain.
Well, try to push it wide. Ow! Now, what's happened there? They've tried to sneak the extra run in. The umpire is just checking.
Thank you. Keep running, keep running. Yeah, the bat's grounded and the wickets are broken. Ready to make my decision for the big screen.
Yeah, worth checking, always worth checking, but an easy decision, slightly straighter. That's a good shot too. That's a ways through the offside. He's going to beat him, yep. Despairing dive on the boundary there. Well, that'll do as well. That's clever. That's one bounce four. Up in the air. Oh, he's going to get away with this. It's cleared the first man who's not in the deep. It's well away from the deep square leg. So this should be, well, will be two. But that over has been an absolute bonus for Sri Lanka. They finished their 50 on 271 for 6 starters. So there we are, the final scorecard, 271 for 6 from the 50 overs. Kusal Mendis outstanding with his 93 not out.
And went for 23 in the last over. And that spoiled his figures. The spinners were very, very good. And as always, the square leg and third man, the two men in the deep. Fernando. That'll be for very fast outfield. 7 for no loss. That's for, gets it over the infield. So suddenly a couple of boundaries and England on their way. That was wide. He goes after it, Zach Crawley. Sri Lanka strike.
Well, he saw it. It was full and wide and he went after it. And eventually found it with a thick edge and also the movement away from the right-hander. So Sri Lanka strikes with a wicket.
It's a change. Lovely. Joe Root just leans into it. Full of class.
Yeah, that's true. You need to keep an eye on that stride and how he leant into it. Beautiful weight transfer.
That's for poor delivery. He waited and picked his spot. 25 for 1 after 6.
And nicely worked away on the outside. What timing from the senior statesman, Joe Root. Shot once again. One through the onside and this one through the offside.
It's a fantastic shot from Joe Root. He just hung back in his crease there and the ball was just a little bit shorter, driven into the surface. And it's just sat up.
There goes the sweep. That time he gets the middle of the bat. And a boundary. A welcome boundary for Duckett. All of the over. Lovely use of the feet. And has he cleared the boundary? He has not. But he's got a second boundary in the over. And he finishes the over well. 10 runs off it.
Well, and you know what one wicket can do. That's for hit hard into the gap. After 50 balls, England find the boundary.
50 for Joe Root. A very well structured innings once again from the genius.
Oh yes, brilliant knock. A class apart. Timing was brilliant from the moment he walked out. His defense just gave the opposition the impression you're not getting through him. 44th 50, 10th in Sri Lanka and the 1st in Sri Lanka for Joe Root.
Yeah, he has been epitome of calm, Joe Root.
So calm. That's 50. 50 for Duckett this time. That's his 9th. England going along very nicely at the end of the 25th. 111 for 1. Partnership on to 99. He's got 300s, a massive 165, his highest. 35 deliveries, Ben Duckett. Now sometimes you do struggle, but it's about hanging in there and getting out of a hole. That's what Duckett's done. He's got to a wonderful 50 turn. That's high, safe, and all the way. There we go. The first 6 of the innings off the bat of Ben Duckett.
The left-hander flat batted it for a 6 in the previous over.
Short in front of square. That'll be 4. Spoils the over.
That's close. That is close. Shouting, clamoring, and the umpire has responded. Please. Ben Duckett got too comfortable. Employed his favourite stroke, but was unable to execute that.
Oh, interesting. Hands in the air from the bowler, from Dhananjaya, as if to say, is that close enough to have another look? Kusal Mendis, undecided. Captain, undecided. Nodding heads here and there. Go on, give it a go.
Original decision, not out. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets hitting. What I needed to reverse your not out decision to out, standby. The on-screen signal now.
Well, it was a mighty close run thing. Rob Tucker has to reverse the decision. A little bit short, that's hammered. That boundary takes a little of that new pressure away. Again, Bethler's good here.
Turn! I think he's gone. He's gone. Is he? The Sri Lankans are confident. Asalanka drew the length short. That body language doesn't inspire if you're an England fan. Let's see.
The wicketkeeper's taken the ball cleanly. Wickets are broken. Batsman's short of his ground. I'm ready for my decision for the big screen.
Easy decision for the umpire. Clearly out of the crease. English captain on that occasion to come out of the crease with every order. Another one in a similar fashion. Beaten in the air, and the wicketkeeper doing a fine job behind the stumps.
And we're talking about a left-arm spinner to the left-hander.
As a bowler, when you force a batter to play the ball with an angled face of the bat, open face of the bat, you have a chance to pick up a wicket.
And let someone like Butler... Oh, caught and bowled. You don't need a slip. He's taken a caught and bowled. And Vilalage strikes. This is exactly what Sri Lanka wants, at least to open up the other end. And that's what they've done.
And was looking to work the ball through the offside, through extra cover. Did well to hit the ball straight to the bowler, Vilalage. That's his second.
Oh, that has to be close. That has to be. Well, Rod Tucker doesn't think that that was close, but for a moment, I felt to the naked eye it looked good, and he's gone upstairs. Let's see.
Original decision is not out. Pitching pitching in line. Impact, umpire's call, missing the wickets. Rod, you can stay with your not out decision, standby.
I said
The on-screen signal now.
Oh, this is a good shot. This goes over the top and it goes down to the boundary for 4. That's Rehan Ahmed. And breaks the seam. And he goes straight over the bowler's head, and that goes for 4. Now what?
Slower ball. He's got that over. No one in the deep. That'll skip away for another boundary. Hits it again. Doesn't time it, but he's got it in the gap. Back-to-back boundaries. Rehan Ahmed. He's keeping England in the hunt. Hit it well. That'll be another boundary. Wonderful batting from Rehan Ahmed. That's in the air. Long off. He's judged it nicely. That's well Lalage. They got the wicket they needed. Van der Sar, with 2 balls to go in his spell, gets a very, very important one.
This is what is so outstanding about fielding in the modern game.
Yeah, he throws it inside. He leaps up into the air, not making contact with the boundary. Comes back inside the field of play, takes the ball cleanly, ready to make my decision for the big screen.
Play, massive play from Dunitwel Lalage, who's had a wonderful game. His cameo at the end.
Same thing. Just look at this catch again. This is absolutely stunning. He's so close to that boundary edge, but he's so cool-headed.
Chipped over the top. Effortlessly done. It's 6. There we go. Josh Buttler.
Flowing nicely. It's beautiful footwork. And also great technique. There's no great flourish, no great follow-through. It's that strong bottom hand which has dominated his play for 15 years now.
Ball! Slower delivery at the stumps. Butler's gone.
Or you can try the slower ball on the stumps, a swing and a miss from Jos Buttler, the Zing bails dislodged. This game dismissed by the fingers across the ball there. Hasn't turned as such, hasn't moved a lot. It's just simply the change of pace.
Gone! Sri Lanka have fielded really, really well. This time, Dhananjaya De Silva picks up a peach.
Just takes pace off again. There's a bit of width. It's not controlled from Dawson, but it needed the dive. He got both hands to it. Absolutely safe with them.
Starts with a slow one. He's hit it hard. 4. No stopping that. Full toss with 6. That's huge.
.53 needed. 1 wicket left, time running out. The equation still a mighty tough one. Yep, it's behind you. Pantomime time.
Slice that. He's got that in the gap. That's 4. Hit hard. Oh. He's batting really well. Stand and deliver from Overton. So that's 6. That's 6. That's even bigger than the previous one.
Well, good news. He's back looking at the ball. And he has...
Geez, that's set up around his hip. Now Sanat Jayasuriya will have to go home and give more fielding practice. That's his daughter there taking evasive action and not catching the ball. Nicely bowled. He's got that in the gap. That's 4. 250 on the board. Oh, fielder getting underneath it. Well, Lalage hangs on to it. That's below the waist, 100% sure, but the English batters not really sure about that. They'll have a look, but Sri Lanka will celebrate. Jamie Overton. Well, he sliced one, and Sri Lanka are celebrating.
Faintest of hopes here, but that is below, sorry, that is above the waist.
Yeah, copy that.
Which it is.
It's a fair delivery.
Oh yes, Sri Lanka winning by 19. It's been a great game. Overton right at the end.
Just on admittedly not great batting pitches. And this is the way it finally came to a close. Bit of a miscue. Will Lalage, again, I suppose fittingly, a simple chance, but he had to make sure it didn't go in entirely cleanly. A simple chance, overbalances into the hug. And we won't show you that after the before the watershed, but what a game for Sri Lanka to win. Start of a 3-match series.
When Duckett and Root were together, looked like the Sri Lankans had no chance. There didn't seem to be any demons at all on the pitch. And then it all...
We saw the ball turning in Sri Lanka's innings for England's leg spinners, and there was certainly turn in the second part of the game as well. So those figures show you the press.
Well, Duckett 62, Root 61 kept them in the hunt, but Sri Lanka with their spinners controlled matters and win by 19 runs.